Alabama's possession and their territory.
We are back in Pensacola, Florida. We already started the second half. Our team for Alabama, Crimson Tide, has taken a 2-0 lead.
Vanderbilt, Dureski returns. Eggleston sits. We've crossed the midway point in the second half.
It's going to be a long game, I'm telling you.
They have to get going here soon.
So I think we're shooting on a different way this time. And now for Vanderbilt, they had to shoot on that way like we had played earlier. I'm telling you, it's going to be like crazy. Come on now. Well, this is going to be unforgettable.
And Alabama's in a tricky situation. They have the lead, which is important to them right now, but they've got to walk that balance of, yes, they want a high press to disrupt Vanderbilt's tempo that they are so good at establishing, but also there's one eye on the future as well. You've got to play, the winner of this game has to play in 48 hours, and this is an Alabama team that there is a lot of pressure on this team. They're playing desperation football. They need to make a run in this tournament. So,
as a reminder, the winner of this game will be taking on the South Carolina Gamecocks for Tuesday around 8 p.m. on SEC Network. You can also watch on SEC Network and the ESPN app.
Back up by Steer. Kept off of Silva.
And I know
been a multitude of heroes for Vanderbilt this year. 5 goals for Dureski, Watts 7, Betts with 6, Jones with 4. To be the end of the rest for Brighton in this game. Teeter will sit.
all right, right now, as you see, there's a substitution is now making.
Westhart made mention at halftime. They were able to get about 15-20 minutes for Paul and Sawan off the field.
This upcoming Tuesday on the 5th is Election Day and National Donut Day. I would see, I might be able to save it for Tuesday because Tuesday on the 5th is the Election Day and the National Donut Day.
Shuffled over by Rabimbis.
National Donut Day.
Down into the whip. Henderson shimmies. High to Rabimbis. Rabimbis! Caught by Lidelko. No rebound.
This game is going to be tough, I'm telling you.
And pace from distance. And Widelko just plucks it way out of the air. Doesn't even give up a rebound. Secures possession. Absorbs the pace on that so well. Love the sound.
Now we just going to have to...
Saber just hits the back of your hands. Makes that loud thud. It's just like a sign to the forward. You're not getting anything past me the rest of this match.
Silva.
For the... Okay, so Thursday it's going to be the semifinals. And the championship game will be this Sunday, November 10th.
Garcia.
It will be Sunday, December 10th. Wait a minute.
Henderson the whistle.
Good little combination play from Bimbis and Kennedy Garcia.
Oh, boy.
Just sent receiving on the wrong foot, causing her to have to pirouette, allowing Vanderbilt back opportunity to get back behind the ball.
Throw coming for the Commodores. You don't get to keep it, but we don't need it right now. Thank you.
Was it better than the banana catch?
No, nothing's been better than the banana catch.
With the rip.
Wow.
Whoa.
Top set.
Now we're into NWSL lore. You know how hard it is to kick the ball over the press box at Stone Stadium in South Carolina?
Well, I'm not going to get it because it's in the graveyard, so.
I know, yeah. Well, you're either in a graveyard or to the train station. Yeah, none of it's good.
Eugene Graveyard.
Apparently that happened on Wednesday night. Beware.
It was spooky season, so you know.
Kick one into the graveyard.
Yeah.
South Carolina, not the only repeat champion we've had in the last decade. See the winner of this game. Free kick one here. More time leaks away. We're approaching a quarter hour.
Courtney Jones wasn't happy about that call from the referee.
No, she wasn't. That'd be Brighton saying, I wasn't even involved. We just saw Rabindis sting one at the goalkeeper. And they're doing this sort of movement again. The two Alabama players, in theory, are just going to split the wall open, and Rabindis will have a go. But it also gives you two players to play off if you choose.
Yeah, watch for some trickery here, because Ramadan was actually the one that hit that. This time it's going to be Rabindis, who has it in her toolkit.
Rabindis above the bar. And, you know, part of me wonders if it's 0-0 at 75
It was
minutes.
shiny and modern, and Thomas had never seen anything like it. He just couldn't wait to start his journey. But louder and louder. Oh, said Cranky. Before he could say anything else, the jet engine was rocketing Thomas up the track. Oh, said Thomas. The driver tried to put on the brakes, but Thomas couldn't stop. Oh, boy! The station master... The driver tried to put on the brakes, but Thomas couldn't stop. Oh, boy! The station master called ahead. Clear the lines, it's a runaway train. Signals were changed and points were switched. Thomas had never been so excited. Thomas flew by James and rocketed past Henry and raced by Percy. They were amazed. Bertie was excited when he saw Thomas flying down the track. Want a race, Thomas? Beat Bertie? Never mind. No one had ever seen an engine go so fast. Gordon had no idea that Thomas was racing along the main line.
Danny is right back in the game.
I am the fastest, said Gordon. Hi, Gordon. Bye, Gordon. Gordon could not believe what he had seen.
This ball ripped in. Vanderbilt from the corner came in. Eggleston just
At last, the jet engine ran out of fuel, and Thomas was back under his own power. Duncan was so impatient he became even more careless. Oh, sure, that smelly diesel and those lazy. He cried, "It's got me!" Duncan's driver jumped clear. Rusty returned to see Duncan being pulled up the incline. I tried to warn him, said Rusty. He never listens, the little diesel driver said. The chain pulling Duncan's trucks couldn't hold the weight. It suddenly
Snapped. Whoa!
He yelled. Glunk, 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 he said. Glungle, my broiler. Duncan felt foolish and very wet. We'll show him, they giggled. He can't push us around. Arthur struggled over bridges. And he huffed and puffed through tunnels. He came over wet. He said,
he yelled, repeating again, if Alabama had beaten Vandy,
Oh,
so tight in the conference this year.
he said, Duncan felt foolish and very wet.
Talk about upsets, and 12-5 looks crazy, but
We'll show him, they giggled.
man, the
He
eye
can't
test so
push us
different
around.
than what the bracket
Arthur's
would appear to give you.
on the weight. It suddenly
They
slipped.
said they brought a feather to a gunfight.
it's dangerous.
Well, both sides.
Dangerous! Whoa!
Up toward the halfway line, Courtney Jones. Sliding in, taken away, furthered by Silva. Tough sliding challenge. Jones is there again. The hold up at midfield. At its best, this is some of the most scintillating football in the SEC. And the hold up ends up getting blasted. That is a foul absorbed by Eggleston.
Where was that the entire first 75 minutes for this Vanderbilt team? It was first touch football, which can be so effective. Third player runs, little combinations, rip through Alabama's midfield, ultimately forcing Alabama to foul Eggleston and give Vanderbilt an opportunity from a position of promise.
Glunk, 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 he said. Glungle, my broiler.
Vandy find their way left. That's kicks out. That is a goal kick. After Alabama, creeping in. You drew Auburn, Texas, Tennessee, and Georgia. You led 3 of those 4 games. Boston, Vanderbilt, you led that game. A lot of drop points from a leading position in the SEC season, and it's been their Achilles heel.
Glunk, glunk, he said. Glungle, my broiler. Duncan felt foolish and very wet.
At a cost from some goalkeeping errors that we so far from this Alabama side, which really doesn't paint the entire picture of how dangerous this Alabama team can be.
Glunk, glunk, he said. Glungle, my broiler.
There have been
Duncan
some
felt foolish and very wet.
in this game.
Came over the top of a big hill. You
And
can't
let's not
catch
forget,
us,
right in
laughed
this
the
game,
trucks.
yellow card earlier, so
Whoosh!
he still has
But
the
there was
ability
trouble
to make
ahead.
that challenge.
Duck
If
had
he
stopped
doesn't
at
get
the
it
crossing
right,
at the bottom
he's
of the
not
hill.
going to lose
Arthur's
himself a red.
try.
I think that's one of the undernoticed parts
Blind
of
the
the
brakes,
game. Is that
but it
base
was
players through and
too
through, playing
late.
at the base of the
Trucks.
triangle.
Whoosh! But there was trouble ahead. Duck had
As the
stopped at the
season has
crossing at the
continued,
bottom of the hill.
presence
Arthur's
Mason
drop.
allowed Abby Brighton to get higher up the pitch and
Ivan.
play make from, orchestrate from.
Applied the brakes.
Release valve, change the point of attack, isolate those wingers.
But it was too
Resky
late.
crashing that off to Nelly.
Well, she includes herself in the attack
Squashed
without the inclusion of her
through,
defensive presence. Works so
flew
hard when that missile ball
everywhere.
goes over her head to put back pressure on players to commandeer the ball from opponents.
everywhere. Squashed through,
That bounces all the way through. Sits atop the 18.
squashed
Brighton.
through.
Teeter. Caroline Betts sends service Bounces high to Brighton. Back into the corner, the run late arriving.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh!
Getting the ball into those wide channels, creating 2v2s, changing the winning shot, trying to find those moments that isolate these wingbacks.
Oh no!
To a central area. Lure to one side, isolate on the other, bring it back into a
His
central area.
spotless record was ruined. Reneus was still trying to think of something that would make the children's trip special. He didn't know that the linesman had forgotten.
Ball toward Paul. Stuck with it. Tried to pluck it out of the air. Paul.
A brand new tank engine was racing up ruin. This record was upset. His spotless record was ruined.
Paul just putting pressure on McLaughlin from behind. Swings trying to make a connection. Hopeful. What is it?
Fruit flew everywhere. Squash fruit flew everywhere. Squash fruit flew everywhere.
First opportunity that Alabama had right from the word go.
Squash fruit flew everywhere.
Creating some momentum.
Squash fruit flew everywhere. Squash fruit. Squash.
There's a chance she could rewrite the record book at Alabama, and there's an injury at the halfway line.
Everywhere. Squash fruit flew everywhere. Squash fruit. Squash fruit. Squash fruit. Squash fruit flew everywhere. Squash fruit flew everywhere. Squash. Opta's driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. Opta's driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. Opta's driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. Opta's driver applied the brakes, but it was too
This is what's coming up on Tuesday, quarterfinals. Georgia and Arkansas, reigning champ. Bulldogs getting by today. The Hogs have been waiting for this moment, seemingly for a decade.
But it was too late.
Raring to go. They'll open the day on Tuesday. LSU.
Squash fruit flew everywhere.
Against Auburn will take on Texas.
Squash.
The 3 seed. Mississippi State, reigning champion in the regular season.
Flew
will commence against Tennessee, who upset Kentucky. Winner of this game will
everywhere. Flew everywhere. Flew everywhere. Flew everywhere. Fruit flew everywhere. Squash fruit flew. Squash fruit flew. Squash fruit flew everywhere. Squash fruit flew. Squash fruit flew everywhere. Squash fruit flew everywhere.
Up and making the way across is Dennis.
Arthur was upset. His spotless record was ruined.
Awesome off the bench, Lessard said.
Wow.
Number 6 coming in SEC play, holds the ball up so well.
I have to see. Did one of my players got injured or what? I don't know. But I have to see first. But I have to see that again, but I'm not sure.
A proud former pilot, national champ, alongside Megan Rapinoe.
And what a legacy that player has
Arthur,
left.
what a mess,
Canadians,
Puff
Americans,
Thomas.
globally.
So Topham Hatt was very
felt so
annoyed.
fitting that
What
the
happened
Portland
here?
Thorns conspired to
The
give her
troublesome
an
trucks
incredible
were singing.
send-off
I
there
told
in
them to
Portland.
stop, but they made me go too fast. Everyone worked hard, and Thomas took the loaded trucks away.
Let me see, what was it?
Opportunity here again. Vanderbilt commanding those wide areas, looking for that little
And
ball.
they just missed, but earlier they made a score. I mean, yeah, they did.
Just can't steer that one on frame.
That evening, Arthur was having the squashed fruit cleaned out of his funnel.
I made a joke about that one time on
Hello,
air,
Thomas.
WSL game. Jen
Arthur, I'm sorry I played a trick on you.
Did not score on me.
Congrats.
at the end of it, so.
However, I feel like there's a
Ed Thomas, thanks for owning up to it, replied Arthur. Maybe spotless records are made to be broken, smiled Thomas.
You ever play in a USA-Canada game?
And then mended again, finished Arthur, just like friendships.
Right, Gelwin Stadium.
Sir Topham had some. The old branch line was weak and rusty. Tracks take his weight, and the rails buckled.
There was a fan at Civic Stadium.
Gordon cried as he slid off the tracks, and the rails buckled.
Providence.
Oh, help! Gordon cried as he slid off the tracks.
Under 6 minutes to play here.
And into a field.
Oh no! One of our players got injured and down. Uh-oh. Oh my God.
Sidney Yapich. See the shaking head of Wes Hart.
And the clock has stopped because one of our players got injured. Did it? I don't know.
We just heard, I'm not sure who it was on the Vanderbilt side. But
I don't know.
Yelling, play our game, why play our game? And yeah, that's
Never
so
mind.
True.
She got out.
The Vanderbilt team wants to stick to possession. They don't want to make it a fight, but they have to balance that possession as well as bringing that competitive nature.
Well, we just want to thank you all for making a good weekend of November. We are down to the last month after this goes off. After this month.
Another stoppage, and this appears to be more to.
And that will be is.
Clock stopped with that whistle as well. 5:13 to play. Vandy trailing. They have since the 9th minute. Ramadan in the 9th, Labovich in the 18th, Eggleston pulling one back in the 77th.
Oh, that is off.
.26 fouls split evenly.
And we've seen that from both games tonight, Mike. Tennessee, that was their mistake in the last match of the season for Kentucky. Got outplayed 4-0, and it came down to their competitive nature, and they brought that fire tonight, and that's been a difference maker here for Alabama as well.
Mundy couldn't latch on. Well done by Wagner. Equalizer, we could be headed to overtime. Eggleston. Jones. Spots the run off the right.
And it goes back leg.
That was Yenchuk.
I don't know,
Jones.
but if Vanderbilt scores, then that means we have to go into overtime, and this will be all distinction. But we'll see.
Bats.
That is going to be out of
That's the ball.
bounds.
That's the ball. Really well done by Carolina.
Get it!
That isolation moment. Take it in line. Tremendous energy to get around Jessica Skorka.
Ball up for Bats. Settles.
No! Too wide. And he just missed.
Level of difficulty 100.
And you can see a very clear and concerted effort for Vanderbilt to serve it into the back post.
Lots of injuries still, lots of injuries. A young team that are beginning to gel and coming together right now. And I think they need to stay in this tournament.
Just have not been able to connect on that opportunity. And to credit to Alabama, they've made that finish very difficult tonight.
Labovich got enough to stymie that. Instead, Paul leads Alabama into the final third. Paul thought about the finishing touch. Will take it to the corner. Back heel from Paul.
Beyond the noise, a choice. Donald Trump promises more corporate tax breaks and says he's open to cutting the Social Security and Medicare seniors depend on. As president, Kamala Harris will protect the retirement benefits you've earned.
To the locker room.
Melissa Brett, not okay right now. It's great to see her back on her feet. On the floor. Happened.
Who was it?
To see this. On here.
Under 2 minutes to go here in Pensacola.
1 or 2 minutes to go. This is it.
Even as these two a little out of hand, even as these two teams were shaking hands, still getting a little out of hand.
Who was it?
Bowling Green.
Covered by Wagner. Here comes Vandy.
Things still getting a little out of hand. Even at 73 to 60, the final. Bowling Green. Things still getting a little out of hand. Even as these two teams were shaking hands. And Bowling Green's got to be careful not to respond here. Hey, you do not like to see this.
Who was it?
Robin Frelick wants to know what happened. Talking with the Memphis coaching staff.
1 or a minute to go. This is it. I know the fans are booing too.
And Bowling Green's just going to try and get to the locker room.
Well, the time is running out.
Not okay right now. It's great to see her back on her feet.
Clock stops now.
The clock stops at 21 seconds left.
With 22
Oh boy, now it's 22. This game is going to be so seriously. If Vanderbilt scores, if not, then
South Carolina. Did a third upset this opening round. No time like the present.
and they're going to, oh my God. Oh, no. That's it. We won the game, and we're moving on to the quarterfinals against South Carolina this Tuesday at 8 p.m. on SC Network. We did it! Ha ha!
Well, credit to that man right there, Wes Hart. Took a risk, changed the formation, changed the orientation, the pressing intensity. And for Alabama tonight, it was bullying Vanderbilt in their possession, disrupting their tempo and crescendo in which they play with. And they were able to gain territory. This was a game about territory for Alabama. They established it, and especially through these wide channels in the advanced half space. Ramadan scoring from an acute angle. Then it's Skorka, including herself in the fullback position. It's a time bounce. Lavovich in the back post. Vanderbilt. Kane brought it in the second half, found one through Eggleston off of the corner kick. Tensions ran high in that second half. Vanderbilt huffed and they puffed, but it wasn't quite enough.
We are on our way to the quarterfinals.
Alabama advanced.
Well, that's how it goes. So we'll be facing against South Carolina this Tuesday at 8 p.m. on SEC Network. That's how we can wrap up this weekend by today, and we just want to thank you all for making a good weekend.
Georgia, Arkansas kick it off on Tuesday. LSU sees Texas. Regular season champ Mississippi State and Tennessee starts game 3. Bama and South Carolina will close it out. SEC story kickstart. The story of the Florida Gators National Championship game. Alabama 2, Vandy won the final here in the finale of our quadruple header. Thanks for watching. For Jill Lloyden and this amazing team that was here from noon to nearly midnight. Like Watt saying, thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you Tuesday. The final score 2-1. Go Alabama Crimson Tide. Good night, everybody.